Diana Romero has conducted over 2,000 one-on-one personal success coaching sessions. If you'd like to understand what Diana focuses on in those sessions, then you're in the right place. Let's go.
And I think that's the perfect combination, the ontological coaching to understand what's going on, what has been, and the 10x to understand what do we have to do from now on.
Diana, it's great to have you with us. Welcome.
Thank you, Gary. Thank you, Alison. I'm so happy to be here with you. This is very important to me. It's the first totally English experience, and I'm so happy to be here. And I'm glad because I'm going to learn a lot from you too.
You're welcome. And so, what would you like to tell people about, Diana, what you're doing right now with your business here in Australia?
Okay, right now I'm an ontological senior coach and a business coach, but business ontological coach. Okay, this is philosophy that is looking for the behavior of the person. What makes you feel, act, and think the way you do? It belongs to what you learned when you were a kid, when you have been learning all your life. And right now you have many things that stop you for growing up, for achieve goals, and all those things are in the past. So we try to bring them to the present. We try to understand what's going on, find the coherence. I don't know the word, sorry. And with that, you understand what's going on. Once you can see what's going on with you, if you don't know what you have to change, how can you change it? Is no way. But once you find it, is the way to change it. And there is where I go. We find it, we discover it, we bring that from the subconscious to the conscious, and then you can change it. And once it's here in front of you, is all right, what are we going to do with this? You have been suffering for this, but it's not time to continue dragging that for the rest of your life. It's time to change. And that is when 10x comes. And I think that's the perfect combination, the ontological coaching to understand what's going on, what has been, and the 10x to understand what do we have to do from now on. So basically, that's it. I don't know if it was clear.
That's very clear. That's fantastic. So really you're working with people to help them to understand how did they get to here, and then helping them unpack that. And then from a 10x perspective, obviously bringing that in and going, okay, this is where are they looking to go from here, and how do they create that? So I think that is absolutely amazing. And what, is there a particular, in terms of, because that's what you're doing is quite broad, I guess, in terms of you could work with a whole range of people. So is there any particular types of people that you love working with, or do you have a favorite coaching moment that you could share?
Well, I have clients from 17 years old to 60 years old. So it's not a range of age. I have students, I have professionals, I have magisters, I have PhDs, I have big executives, persons who doesn't know what to do with their lives. So anyone can have coaching sessions, and that's the beauty of this. It's just to come with something that you are not comfortable with in your life, and it's like take something really twisted and really like that and start to pull the strings out and make it open it and put everything on the table, and then start to make it and to put it in the way you want to. So I don't really have a specific type of clients. Anyone can be. And well, no, I cannot tell you what I prefer. Actually, just to be in touch with anyone for me is really nice. Just to talk with, just to connect is beautiful.
Now, another question. So what, I guess how did you end up becoming a coach? What got you, what was the
Okay.
driving reason?
Yeah. In my country, in Colombia, I was news anchor. I used to present the news on TV, and I used to present big, huge events. I was in one event, big one. I think it was around 10,000 people, and I was standing up with the microphone, with my script, talking to the people, and then it was like an epiphany. I said, "Hey, I'm just wasting time. I'm just standing up, reading a script, showing people. What if I just use this ability that I have to speak to connect with a lot of people and give them something that really works, to add something to their lives, not just to stand up and read a script." And that made me think I could be a good conferencist. And then I started to study coaching. I went to Ecore, Newfield Consulting. I made two specializations in coaching. I'm business ontological coach and then senior ontological coach. But after that, I realized that what I really loved was the one-on-one coaching. And that's why I focus on that. And I have done already over than 2,000 one-to-one coaching sessions, which I love.
Which is just
But I still want to I still want to be a conferencist, and I'm gonna do it. And that's one of my goals that I'm setting from 10x.
beautiful.
Yeah.
We have to have 10x goals, right? And
Oh
so
yeah.
out of the what's the time frame for those 2,000 one-on-one personal success coaching sessions, Diana?
Those have been in the last 4 years, I think.
Okay. So
Maybe
that's
less, maybe a bit less.
yeah.
Three
So
and a half years, 2,000 coaching sessions. Yeah.
yeah, that's sort of
I'm pretty busy with that. It takes me a lot of time. Yeah.
that's fantastic. I mean, that's over 500 on average per year, and I appreciate it wouldn't necessarily work out at exactly
Mm.
500 per year, but that's fantastic. And just some of the industries from the folk that you have coached over time.
Well, it's people working in mining, banks. eh, I don't know how to say. For example, World Vision. That's an ONG in Spanish. I wouldn't know how to say that in English. An organization, government organization.
Yeah, and we call it a
World Vision. Yeah. Techo, which is an organization, they make houses for poor people. Yeah, banks. Yeah, many companies. A lot of clients works in banks. They are managers and directors. Yeah.
And what would you say is a pattern in the challenges that they present, especially the more senior ones,
Uh,
if there have been any patterns?
Low self-esteem, don't believe in themselves. Procrastination is like almost everyone is a tick, the procrastination. Uh, Lack of confidence. I mean, many of them know all they have done, but they don't recognize that at the moment to find something bigger or to go for something bigger. So that is the moment when I have to make a list of, hey, look all what you have done. Is this just a little bit or is a lot? Oh yeah, I have done a lot. Okay. So you can go for that as well. So is that. So yeah, definitely the first one, procrastination, low self-esteem. There is one thing that I connect now a lot with Grant Cardone, and is they try to sell themselves, but they haven't buy themselves. So big part of that job is make them buy themselves so they can be able to sell themselves.
Yes, I think that's one of my favorite concepts in 10x, right? Is if someone is not sold on themselves, how are you going to sell anyone else? And it's a really big issue. Like I find most people have that component somewhere, whether it be they've had it, they don't have it, but certainly that comes up a lot, but particularly as they try to establish new goals, right? And then that doubt sets in, or the procrastination sets in. So being able to work with people on a one-to-one is amazing, Diana, and help them through being sold on themselves, being sold on their goals, and that knowingness that they can get there if they do the work, right? We know that someone can, if they came up with a goal, then they can probably do it. They might not know how to, but that's irrespective, right? We need to get sold first. And yeah, I love that.
Yeah, yeah. And if you see, all the concepts are really simple. Do you need to show yourself? Sell yourself. Do you need to sell something? Just go and offer. You need to show people that you are there, just raise your hand. Yeah, that's very easy to say. And I think we that are in the coaching life, in the coaching world, we understand that and make it pretty easy. But most of the people do not know how to do it. And it's really hard. And all that becomes from what you learned when you were a kid. Grant said something really nice that I bring that to my clients all the time. The parents that say, don't show off, be quiet, calm down, don't show off. And then when you are big, you need to show off and you can't because you learn that that was not good. So those are the things that you have to break.
And Dana, just to help folk that are tuning in to understand the level at which a lack of self-confidence or procrastination or both exist, what's the level of the most senior person that you've coached who's had those issues?
Pretty high levels. In a VP in a mining company, director, general manager in banks. Many people, that is pretty common. And I have get so many people that I wouldn't have more people in my mind right now, but it's quite a lot. And it's people that you would say, no, never, how? But they do. They
Yes.
do because they are just humans, you know? And you can have a lot of knowledge, but sometimes you need to improve your emotional intelligence. You need to solve. You correct me, Alison, you said before, solve yourself, tell
Yes,
yourself.
to be sold on yourself.
You
Correct.
have to be sold on yourself. And it's pretty common that people is not. It happens.
Yeah.
And I think that's super interesting, right? Is that people have that perception that it's, when you're successful, that all sort of goes away. But from my perspective, and certainly working with a lot of people, and I'm sure both of you would probably agree, it doesn't, because you keep setting bigger goals, so it keeps coming back up. It's not a one-off, it's not a one-time deal that we need to sell ourselves. It's something that, is a reoccurring theme. It's not once and then you're sold. It's, you might have to do that many, many times over in order to be able to get to the goal that you're looking for.
Yeah, I work a lot with the habit creation, and I keep telling them, you have to do this 66 days, non-stopping. Sunday, I don't care. I have to do it. Holiday, do it. Every single day. If you miss a day, nothing happens. Start again. And they're like, no, why? That's it. You have to do it 66 days in a row, non-stopping, and then you can say that you are creating a habit. Before that, no. So that's it's pretty hard at the beginning, but once the people get there, they are so happy and they can see the achievements. And as you said, Alison, you have to do it once and again and again and again. It's like a muscle. You have to build a muscle. You cannot go one day to the gym and think that you're gonna be a bodybuilder. You have to go every single day You have to train sometimes, few times a day. You have to take care, not only exercise, many other things, food, discipline, mindset, everything. So it's the same. Everyone that comes with a coaching session, yes, they come, yeah, and they feel better afterwards, yeah. But what? If you don't work, you don't get what you're looking for. So it's consistency. It's go do it again and again and again and again.
And that can be a big adjustment for people, you know, to understand how much repetition it takes.
Yeah,
But
that's
the example, right? For example, you know, I mean, I've been an athlete, mate, for a very long time. You don't get good at something by just doing it once. That applies to anything.
yeah, it is like that. And you know what? Now talking about this and bringing this to the table, we're talking about how to, by consistency, create habits and create some behaves or something. I have attention deficit, a really bad one. I'm talking to you and I see a fly and I'm going. I am writing something and then I heard the minimum sound and I'm going. It happens to me all the time. And I've been struggling with that and I've been fighting with that for years in my life, years. And I used to feel that I was the dumbest in the room. Every time everyone was talking with specific slang, I was like, why I don't use these words if I know them? Why I can't? And it was always like that. And then through the coaching and through this preparation, I learned to be in love with me, to understand that attention deficit is a condition, but it doesn't make me worse or better than anyone. And I just have to work harder to control it. And to me, it's been really hard, but I have like a blessing. And in my coaching sessions, one coaching session lasts 1.5 hours. In one coaching session, I can remember every single detail you tell me from the beginning to the end. And I can take everything at the end. And this is like this. And people is, how do you remember that? I just do. But once the coaching session finish, it's like I restart the computer and I forget everything. But during the time is that how did I do that? By practicing, by forcing myself to increase my memory at least 1.5 hours, meanwhile one coaching session is on. So it is a blessing, yes, but it's a blessing that I've been working to get. And that's why hard work works.
Yes.
And that's how consistency works. And that's what you have to do. You have to fight against what is under what you cannot control, but then you learn that you can.
100%. And we've been sort of tapping in and talking a little bit about 10x on the side, but how did Grant find you, Diana?
This guy is a magician. Oh my God. He's really go for that 8 billion people in the world. 1 year ago, I read his book, Vendes o Vendes in Spanish. In English would be sold or be sell or be sold. I read that book, and after that, I looked for him in Instagram, and I found him, and it was like, oh, nice. And then I was seeing some of his posts and liking it, and one of those free sessions or whatever, and I was tick, 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 tick. Then one day I received a phone call from US. I answer and they say they knew who I was. You're a coach, blah, 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 blah. Because someday I just put my details in one of those forms. and they offer me the 10x business coaching program, and I find that so amazing. And then I call Allison. They say, yeah, we have Allison and Gary in Australia, and I couldn't believe that that was so good when they were offering me all those things and all those learning and all that. And I said, let me search. And then I look for Allison in LinkedIn. I found her phone number. I connect with her in WhatsApp, and I call her, and she was like at the beginning, I think you act like, why is this lady calling me? But I went straight. I said, look, I listened to this, I heard this, they had offered me this. Is that real? And I listened, yes. She said, yes, it is real, but you have to work hard. That was what I have in my mind that you said is you have to work hard. And I was like, okay, I've been working hard all my life. I just changed the way I'm working, but I'm gonna be working hard for what I want to get.
Yeah.
So after that, I make the decision and I joined the 10X business program. And I'm in it and I love it. And I'm learning a lot every single day.
Yes. 646 videos worth that you're going through at the moment.
Oh my, yes, a lot of
That's how
videos.
many is it's up to level 4 at 646 videos that you got to watch, that you've got to, 80% of them you got to test on as well. So
I don't know how many have I seen already, but it's a lot. Yeah, it's like complete days that I have one after other, after other, after other. I enjoy it so much. I learn a lot and I love it. Definitely love it. I think it's a change of life because it changed your mindset. I was Colombia, South America, a middle class family. My mindset is poor, totally poor mindset. Like get a job, get paid monthly, find a house, find a car, blah, 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 study so you can get a job. That was my mindset. That's how I was raised. And I have never been happy with that, but I didn't know how to change it. Until the ontological coaching has helped me a lot. That's my base and that's my strength right now. I cannot say that I'm a 10x business coach right now. I am learning a lot, but I cannot compare the experience with the ontological coaching. But anyway, things that I've been seeing like between lines with the ontological coaching, I gave them like tooth here with the 10x business coaching. And it's like, you're poor if you want to be poor. Yeah. But if you want to be a millionaire, you can be a millionaire. You just have to work hard. You just have to multiply the actions. You just have to be insane is not the word. What's the word? You tell me. It's not insane. It's
Obs-
what?
Obsessed.
No, it's not obsessed. It's the other one. It's unreasonable.
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 Oh,
You
yeah.
have to be unreasonable. And that's what I've been doing. And I have only put in practice what I have learned the last 2 months. And I have got 60 new coaching sessions in these 2 last months, which is really nice. Just
Amazing.
following the instructions, just being unreasonable and calling people and say, hey, I'm doing this. Do you want to be part of it? And they said, yeah, sure. Okay, ding, done. That's what I have.
Utilizing your power base, right? So,
Yes.
so Diana, before we wrap up, I have one more question for you, which is, what does 10x mean to you?
It means a change of life. It means a different type of living. It means hope, I could say, because you see people that start from zero and they're in a good level right now. Myself, I have my coaching sessions, but I was like, okay, that's my job. I love it, da, da, da. But then I just put in practice this, and it gets a lot of new sessions. So I understand this is a change of life. If you know how to follow it, if you are willing to do it, if you are committed, especially committed.
Yes, and if you're committed, that change of life is about you fulfilling your potential,
Yeah,
which is beautiful.
yeah.
It's a once you realize that when you're in the process of fulfilling your potential, it's beautiful. There's no other way to describe it. When you take action like you described, Diana, and you've ended up with the 60 sessions as a result of the action that you took of being unreasonable, because you actually
Hmm.
learned what that meant. But that unreasonable is in fact in the service of the people
Hmm.
that you're coaching.
Yeah.
And if you were not unreasonable, you would not be getting to coach them and
No
help.
way.
Yeah.
No way, because all these people are clients that were my clients, and I say goodbye. It was nice to meet you. It's been really nice to be with you in this process. And that's it. And then I say, let's start. And I took them. I start just with by groups because it's a lot of people. I start just with a not very big group, and I could say 50% say yes, let's go, let's do it. And that's why I have these sessions. So it's amazing. You just have to do it. You just have to go for it.
Yes. And
The worst thing that can happen is what is that they don't get your service. Yeah, it's okay. But then another one will, or another one will, or another one. But if you never ask, the result will be zero. So you have to ask to pass that zero and start building up your income.
oh, yes, you must ask. So a definite 10x principle of asking the question. Have you heard
Yeah.
enough to make a decision?
Have, have you heard enough to make a decision? Yeah.
So
I'm using that a lot.
absolutely. So you obviously can coach in Spanish and English. You've got both.
Yeah.
And in Australia, if there happens to be Spanish-speaking people in Australia that would love some coaching, obviously that's a nice specific group of people. But equally, you can coach in English for folk that aren't Spanish background. People have witnessed how great you've been in our conversation today.
Mhm.
What are the best ways for people to reach out and make contact with you, Dana?
I have social media. I use Instagram. I have I will give you my details later on if you want to. I use WhatsApp, Instagram. I have LinkedIn. Not very keen of that. I'm not. You know what? I was a news anchor. I was in front of cameras all the time, but I really shy to take a phone by myself and make a video. That's something that I shared to Alison as well. And she said, and what's going on? You just have to do it. And I said, no, you make it so easy. And she said, it's not easy. You just have to do it. And it was after that conversation with Alison, I just grabbed my phone. I was in my hair like this, no makeup, my big glasses, my that, but I said, boom. And that's it. And it was. It is what it is. And then I started. So right now, just right now, I'm starting to use my social media. I was pretty slow on that. I'm using Instagram, Facebook, starting in TikTok, and starting in LinkedIn. And I will pass you all that information later. WhatsApp, I'm big in WhatsApp. I use a lot of WhatsApp, but I understand Australia don't use much WhatsApp.
Perfect. So we will put all of those notes into the links into the show notes, everyone. So if you are wanting to reach out to Diana, then please do. Diana, it's been an absolute pleasure having you on our podcast and really
Thank
getting
you.
to know you a little bit more and all of the amazing work that you've been doing and are doing and how you are bringing also 10x to those people and expanding yourself and helping expand others. We absolutely love it. So from both Gary and myself, we thank you very much. And we look forward to getting this episode up so people can reach out to you and make the most of your services as well.
Thank you. Thank you so much. It's a pleasure for me to be with you, to be speaking with you, finally with Gary. With Alison, I've been talking a couple of times. With Gary, I always see him in screen. It's nice finally to be talking with you. I think you are a very supportive team here in Australia, and I know even that my clients are Spanish speakers. I know I have a big support with you guys, and I'm really thank you for that. And anything you need in Spanish, I'm here with you as well.
Thank you so much, Dana. And folks, if you are an entrepreneur, business owner, and or a sales leader, and you know that there's an opportunity for you to grow and reach your potential for your business or the team that you're leading, then please make sure you check out the show notes for the links to our Scale Fast program, where Alison and I will work with you on a weekly basis over a 12-month period. We've got over 60 hours worth of material in our vault for you to access immediately so that we can help you create the success that you desire, 10x your business, 10x your sales, and 10x your life. Let's go.
10x.